Hi, Bassel. Hi, Sitati. Thanks for joining us today. Can you cover us off on what's going on in the Europe, Middle East, and Africa region?
Yes, thank you, Day. So in the EMEA region, we had one assessed event today and 21 other developments. Starting off with the Middle East, in Iraq, the parliament set to ban Israel normalization in the country. So the Iraqi Council of Representatives held the first reading of a draft law that would ban the normalization of ties with Israel yesterday. It actually aimed to stamp out future efforts by the governments of Iraq and the Iraqi Kurdistan region, which is an autonomous region, to normalize ties with Israel after several Arab countries like Morocco, Bahrain, United Arab Emirates, and Sudan have normalized their ties with Israel. So actually, this parliament bill is significant for foreign companies, for the private sector and for the public sector, as according to the bill, the citizens, government officials, institutions, private sector companies, and the media are banned from establishing any relationship with Israeli businesses or institutions. So businesses should keep an eye if the bill should keep an eye on the parliamentary proceedings on the bill. Uh, they also should also be aware that if that the bill, especially if it's fully legislated, has the potential to affect their operations in the country. Over to you, Stati, to cover on Africa.
Oh, thank you, Uday and Basil. In Africa today, we covered 8 developments, and the major issue, sorry, involves the different standpoints regarding the opening of the oil fields and ports, which have been closed for now almost 3 weeks. And yesterday, a group of tribal leaders who were affiliated with the General Khalifa Haftar insisted that the shutdown of the oil fields and ports is still on, despite the announcement made by the Prime Minister and leader of the Government of National Stability, Fatih Bashaga, that oil production had actually resumed at the oil ports and field. And so this has to be understood in the wider context of Libya actually witnessing or experiencing a decline in oil production by around 600,000 barrels of oil per day, which is against a total national output of around 1.2 million barrels of oil per day. And based on the calculations by the Libyan authorities, is that the losses have led to, sorry, the closures, I beg your pardon, have led to a loss of around 60 million US dollars per day. And so businesses need to closely monitor the developments in Libya, given that any prolonged closure of the oil fields and the ports could significantly affect the global supply as well as prices of petroleum products. So that's all we have from Africa today. Back to you, Basil. Thank you.
Thank you, Sitati. So in Europe, we had around 7 developments. In Germany, the Bundesbank, which is the German federal bank, announced that the inflation rate is expected to reach 7%. And actually, it's the people have been saying and have been actually experiencing a higher inflation rate that is expected also to reach 10 or 15% in the near future. In the UK, at least 1,000 bus drivers from the Arriva company will go on a 48-hour strike in London on May 16. So almost 40 routes in South London will be impacted by the strike. There will be a major disruption in Croydon, Thornton, and Brixton. This strike is the strike by the bus drivers is due to a dispute between the Unite Union and the Arriva bus company. This is all from EMEA today. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Basil and Sitati. With that, we've covered the issues for today, and we'll see everyone next week right here. Thanks.